MSME sector in India is a very critical sector of the economy, like in any part of the world, because it employs the largest number of people and it has much more connectivity with the grassroots of the economy and at the bottom of the pyramid. So MSME sector is gaining much more prominence, and actually it has started gaining more prominence from 2007, when separate MSME ministry has been formed with the merger of erstwhile SME ministry and Ministry of Agro and Rural Industries, and that has brought MSME to greater focus. It's not that we were not concentrating on SME sector earlier. Right from the post-independence era, we have been concentrating on SME sector, but it has gained much more prominence in 2007 after the MSME ministry has been formed. It contributes to around 30% of national income and employs around 120 to 130 million people, having 63.4 million units. So that is the very large contribution as far as MSME sector is concerned. But the flip side of MSME sector is the lack of knowledge, skills and technology and upgradation of technology. These are all some of the issues which are inhibiting the growth. As a result of which, out of 63.4 million MSME units, only 9 million are registered with Ministry of MSME. So that means a lot of MSME units are in informal sector and they are yet to be connected to the mainstream of the MSME sector. As far as the formal credit flow to the MSME is concerned, we have an estimated base of about 4 million borrowers. That means out of 9 million MSME units which are registered, only hardly half of it are availing loans from banks and NBFCs. So, unless there is a flow of funds from the banking sector to the MSME units, it is very difficult for them to derive the full potentiality of productivity of the units. And it also plays a great role in building export capability of the country, whether it is in agriculture sector or in manufacturing sector or service sector. In all the three sectors, MSME has a very great role, and it builds about 45% of the export capability. So that is a very great chunk of contribution that comes from the MSME sector. Realizing these significances, earlier the definition of MSME was on the basis of turnover and investment in plant and machinery. So that was the, and also manufacturing and service sector were two different sets of MSME units earlier. Now what has happened after this, of course this idea was mooted much earlier, but it has been realized during pandemic period in June 2020, when the definition of MSME has been changed. Now it is very much simplified, and both manufacturing and service sector MSME has been merged and brought into only one category. So MSME's definition has been very much simplified. The micro sector, that is actually the MSME is built of micro, small and medium enterprises. Out of that, micro sector is defined as investment in plant and machinery and equipment up to rupees 1 crore, and the turnover, annual turnover 10 crores. That means an MSME unit is known as a micro unit if the plant and machinery and equipment is below 1 crore and annual turnover is below 10 crores. Now comes the small sector, that is the small sector of MSME units, where the investment in plant and machinery and equipment should lie somewhere between 1 crore to 10 crores, and the annual turnover should be between 10 to 50 crores. So that will bring the units under small sector. And the medium sector naturally has a higher investment in plant and machinery and equipment, which should lie between 10 crores to 50 crores. And the annual turnover should be between somewhere 50 crores to 250 crores. So it is very much now simplified. In many parts of the world, the MSME is defined in terms of number of people employed in the sector, but India has delinked it with that parameter, and now we are only concentrating on the annual turnover and investment in plant and machinery and equipment. Now after simplification, it becomes much more easy for the lenders to lend to this sector, because no more complication as far as the definition is concerned. And after this pandemic, lot of initiatives have been taken to revamp the MSME sector, and it has come under greater focus. Now the first and the foremost, after the definition has been revamped, has been simplified, Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme ECLGS has been introduced, where the MSME entrepreneurs can get 20% of their outstanding loans in the banks or NBFCs for the purpose of reviving their units after the slowdown, after the pandemic, and after the close down of the units because of the lockdown and other interruptions, other disruptions. So this credit is automatically available, and it is collateral free and fully guaranteed by Government of India. It is channelized through the banking and the NBFC sector. So this will give a lot of relief to the ailing sectors of MSME, and it will also come at a very nominal rate of interest, at a lesser rate of interest. The upper limit of interest rate is 9.25%. So this is a great relief that has been brought, where the repayment, there is a gestation period of 1 year, and a repayment can stretch to 5 years. So Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme is a very big facilitator to the MSME sector to come out of this crisis and get integrated with the mainstream of the economy. Now this very scheme is up to rupees 3 trillion, means the loans which will be disbursed, the sum total will be 3 trillion. This has been modified now at a later stage, realizing that the flow is not going to the right target group, and about 45 lakh units, that is 4.5 million units, will be benefited, and it has been extended to the 26 stressed sectors which have been identified by the Kamath committee set up by the Reserve Bank of India. And this scope of Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme has been expanded to cover even MSME and business units, and size of the units have also been increased. The outstanding loans can be between 50 crores to 500 crores, they will also be eligible. But the only condition is the total loan disbursement under this category must lie below or up to 3 trillion. So up to that the guarantee is available. Now in order to help the MSME sector, one more big benefit that which has been brought is the equity infusion will be done by Government of India under equity funding scheme, where the rupees 10,000 crores are set apart, which can be leveraged to provide about 50,000 crores of equity into the MSME units which are starved of capital. But one thing, all these benefits are for those loans which are standard as on 29th of February 2020. They should be standard loans. Now, because of some external or internal circumstances, some of the MSME units may turn into NPAs. If that happens, then also there is a relief available, which is a subordinated debt being provided through the banks, those loans which have become NPA. Now this amount, about 20,000 crores, will be provided to NPA MSME units. So non-performing as of now, but they should be viable. That is the call which a bank has to take. And another rupees 4,000 crores are given to SIDBI, that is a Small Industries Development Bank, that is operating a credit guarantee scheme, which is a CGT MSC. That is the scheme under which the SIDBI guarantees to the banks against default of MSME loans. So under this also there is another provision of 4,000 crores which has been set apart. This is going to address the problems of MSME account holders which are not standard, which have become substandard or NPAs because of some specific internal or external reasons. So the help is for those who have availed the loans, the help is for those who are not having enough equity, and help is also available to those the accounts which have become NPA. And there are so many other benefits which have been granted, like there will be no global tenders required for procurement up to 200 crores. The TDS, that is a tax deduction at source, 25% has been slashed, so that funds at the disposal of MSME units will increase. And a direction has been given to all the procurement agencies of the government and the private sector that they should settle the MSME supply bills within 45 days. So that will ensure timely settlement of dues of the MSME sector and timely provision of your relief to them as far as the fund availability is concerned. So their bills cannot be kept pending beyond 45 days. And a separate debt resolution scheme is also being worked out under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, so that a simplified format can be adopted to ensure that MSME units which are not doing well or which are non-performing, the debt resolution can take place. It will increase employment opportunities, it will improve the interconnected sectors, it will improve the employability, and there is also a plan to ensure that skilled manpower is made available to the sector. So looking at all these aspects, we can expect MSME sector to be much more robust, viable, prominent, and can contribute a greater share to the national economy. Thank you so much, and I will also request you to post your feedback to me, so that we can be on the interactive mode, and subscribe to the channel, and also share among your friends, so that the knowledge can be disseminated